The courtroom froze. A silence thick enough to choke on crawled through every bench, every corner, every breath. Judge Caprio leaned forward, eyebrows tightened, voice low enough to vibrate through the wooden chamber. "Are you telling me," he said, "that while your grandmother was fighting for her life in an ICU unit, you were outside laughing about a parking ticket?" The defendant smirked. A smirk that would soon haunt him. Gasps erupted. A woman in the gallery covered her mouth. A veteran in uniform shook his head in disbelief. And the 17-year-old boy at the center of the storm, Leo Martinez, shrugged like the question bored him. This was the moment that would explode across social media. A moment replayed over 41 million times. A moment that would begin with arrogance. And end with a twist so devastating even Judge Caprio whispered, "I have never, in 40 years, seen anything like this." The morning light slanted through the courthouse windows, staining the floor with long golden streaks. Dust particles drifted lazily, illuminated by soft beams. Providence Municipal Court felt unusually tense, as if the air carried warnings no one could hear yet. The gallery was full. Families. Students from Brown University. A bus driver still in uniform. A mother holding a toddler. And in the second row, an elderly woman clutching a canvas tote bag with trembling hands. Judge Frank Caprio walked in slowly, adjusting his robe, offering his usual warm nods to familiar faces. But when he reached his bench, he paused. Something felt off today. He glanced at the docket. The next name sent a quiet shiver down his spine. Case number 10483, Martinez, Leonardo. Age 17. Charges: reckless parking in a medical emergency zone. Disrespect to a responding officer. Obstruction. He exhaled. "Call the next case," he told the bailiff. The doors opened. And in walked the boy who would divide the internet. Leo Martinez stepped inside like he owned the building. Tall, lanky, hood up, hands in his pockets, chin slightly raised. He wore designer sneakers that didn't match the frayed hem of his jeans. A diamond earring glinted beneath his messy curls. He didn't look nervous. He looked annoyed. The gallery's eyes followed him. He didn't look back. He slouched in front of the podium, thumb tapping rapidly on his phone screen as if the courtroom was a Wi-Fi lounge. Judge Caprio looked at him for a full 3 seconds before he spoke. "Good morning," the judge said. Leo didn't look up. The stage was set. "Mr. Martinez," Judge Caprio repeated. "Good morning." Leo sighed and finally looked up. "Are we gonna do this fast?" he said. "I gotta be somewhere." A ripple of disgust passed through the gallery. Judge Caprio tilted his head. "Somewhere more important than court." Leo shrugged. "Yeah. Pretty much everything is more important than this." The judge blinked slowly. "You are charged with 3 citations." Leo cut him off. Yeah, the parking thing. Whatever. Just tell me the fine." "You parked in a marked emergency lane outside St. Therese Medical Center," the judge continued calmly. "You also refused to move when asked by Officer Brennan." Leo scoffed. "He was rude first. You told him," the judge read from the report, "go find someone dying and leave me alone." A collective gasp filled the room. Leo smirked. "Yeah. And? If someone was dying, maybe he should have been helping them instead of bothering me." Judge Caprio's voice dropped an octave. "Mr. Martinez, a woman was dying. 4 rooms from where you parked." Leo rolled his eyes. "Not my problem." The veteran in the back muttered, "Kids like this make me sick." Leo turned toward the gallery. "Yo, mind your business, old man." The room erupted with murmurs. The bailiff took a step forward. Judge Caprio lifted a hand slightly, a silent command for calm. "Mr. Martinez," he said, "this courtroom is not your social media feed. This is not a stage for disrespect. Leo smirked again. Could have fooled me. The arrogance was suffocating. The disrespect was volcanic. No one yet knew the storm building behind him. But one person in the gallery did. The elderly woman in the second row, the one clutching the canvas tote bag, suddenly stood. Her hands trembled. Her breathing was shallow. But her eyes held oceans of courage. Your Honor, she said, her voice cracking, may I speak? Judge Caprio recognized her instantly. Mrs. Alvarez, he said softly. Please, sit. We'll get to your case shortly. Her eyes filled with tears. Your Honor. I'm not here for my case. She pointed at Leo. I'm here for him. The courtroom went silent. Leo stared at her with mild irritation. Oh my God, he muttered. Why are you here? The judge gestured. Come forward, ma'am. She walked slowly to the podium, gripping it with both hands to steady herself. This boy, she said quietly, is my grandson. The gallery whispered. Judge Caprio's expression softened. Mrs. Alvarez continued. He is not cruel, Your Honor. He is lost. Her voice wobbled. And he is angry at the world, because the world has taken so much from him. Leo rolled his eyes. Here we go again. Mrs. Alvarez looked at him with a mixture of heartbreak and unresolved grief. Your Honor, she whispered, his mother, my daughter, died in that same hospital he blocked the emergency lane of. Judge Caprio leaned forward. Mrs. Alvarez swallowed hard. She died in a hallway, waiting for help. Because there were no beds. No space. No staff. No time. The gallery sat frozen. She died holding my hand. And Leo. She looked at the boy again. He refused to come say goodbye. Leo's jaw tightened. The first crack. Mrs. Alvarez continued, tears spilling freely. He was 12. He shut down. He stopped talking. He started fighting. He started skipping school. He blames the hospital for not saving her. And he blames me, for not being enough. Leo stared at the floor. And now, she whispered, voice shattering, I am all he has left. And I am sick, Your Honor. I am trying to survive long enough to raise him. She held up a stack of medical bracelets. Chemo bracelets. The courtroom inhaled sharply. Leo's eyes widened, just a flicker, but his face hardened again. Mrs. Alvarez looked at Judge Caprio, pleading. He is angry. But he is not evil. Please, don't give up on him. Judge Caprio's eyes reflected the weight of generations. This was no longer a parking case. This was a story of loss, fear, trauma, and a boy drowning without knowing he was underwater. But the story was about to twist in a way no one expected. Judge Caprio folded his hands. Leo, he said quietly, do you love your grandmother? Leo shrugged. I guess. Do you love her enough, the judge asked, to stop hurting her? Leo scoffed. I'm not hurting anyone. Mrs. Alvarez covered her mouth as if physically struck. Judge Caprio's voice sharpened. You are hurting everyone who tries to love you. You are hurting the memory of a mother who gave her life trying to protect you. You are hurting the people who would do anything for you. Leo tensed. You don't know me. Oh, but I do, the judge said softly. I know angry sons. I know grieving sons. I know boys who mistake pain for power. I know young men who build walls so high they can't even see the people trying to reach them. Leo's breathing became uneven. You think arrogance makes you strong, Judge Caprio said. It does not. Arrogance is a shield for a breaking heart. And you, Mr. Martinez, are breaking. Leo swallowed hard. And unless you learn to face that truth, the judge finished, you will lose the only person left who still believes in you. The courtroom held its breath. But then, everything changed. Judge Caprio tapped his bench. "Officer Brennan," he said, "I requested your body cam footage. Please bring it up." The room stiffened. Leo's head snapped up. "What video?" The officer walked forward and connected a tablet to the screen. "Your Honor," he said, "this is footage from the day of the incident." The screen lit up. Footage begins. Leo is outside the hospital, leaning against his car, scrolling on his phone. Officer Brennan approaches. "Sir, this is an emergency lane. I need you to move your vehicle." Leo barely glances up. "Nah." The officer sighs. "People are in crisis in there. Please move." Leo smirks. Then he says the line that will haunt him forever. "If someone's dying, they shouldn't rely on me moving my car to save them." The gallery reacts. But the twist isn't that line. The twist comes next. A nurse bursts out the hospital doors screaming. "We need the crash cart here. Move that car." Leo glances back. Then he laughs. Laughs. And goes back to scrolling on his phone. The video freezes. The courtroom erupts in gasps, outrage, disbelief. Mrs. Alvarez collapses into a bench, sobbing. Judge Caprio's face goes pale. "Leo," he whispers. "Is that you?" Leo's lower lip trembles. I didn't know." The judge slams his gavel. "You knew enough to laugh." Leo breaks. The arrogance dissolves. The shield shatters. And for the first time, he looks like a boy. Leo grips the podium like it's the only thing keeping him standing. "Stop the video," he whispers. "Please stop." His voice cracks, raw, terrified, exposed. "I'm sorry. I swear I didn't think, I wasn't trying to, His breathing spirals. Mrs. Alvarez looks at him through her tears. Judge Caprio watches him, eyes heavy with both judgment and compassion. "I didn't know someone was dying," Leo sobs. I hate that hospital. I hate what it took. I hate what it took from her. I hate that I wasn't there. I hate myself." His knees buckle. The bailiff catches him before he falls. The courtroom is silent except for Leo's trembling sobs. He isn't the arrogant boy anymore. He's a child begging for a way back from a grief he never learned to carry. Judge Caprio lets him cry. Then the judge speaks. "Leo," the judge begins, voice firm but not unkind. "You are guilty of all charges. And you will face consequences." Leo nods through tears. "First," the judge says. "Your legal consequence. You will pay the fine, $300. Leo nods. "Second," the judge continues. "Your moral consequence. You will write a 3-page letter to that nurse. The one who sprinted out of the building begging you to move. You will explain your actions. Not excuse them. Explain them." Leo wipes his eyes. "Okay." "And third," Judge Caprio says. "Your community consequence. You will spend 80 hours volunteering at St. Therese Medical Center. Not in luxury. Not in comfort. You will transport wheelchairs, clean rooms, deliver meals, and assist the staff you mocked. You will face the halls where lives are saved, and lost." Leo's breath catches. "You will witness the reality your arrogance ignored. And maybe," the judge adds softly, "you will finally forgive yourself for the day you didn't say goodbye." Leo lowers his head and sobs. Mrs. Alvarez steps forward and wraps her arms around him. The courtroom exhales. Justice has been served. But the story isn't done. 6 months later. St. Therese Medical Center. Volunteer desk. A young man wheels an elderly patient toward the courtyard garden. He moves slowly, careful not to jolt her for. It's Leo. But not the old Leo. This one stands taller. Speaks gentler. Listens more. Nurses greet him by name. Doctors nod with respect. Patients smile when he walks into the room. He finishes his 80 hours. Then signs up for 80 more. Mrs. Alvarez's chemo is working. She says Leo is the reason she keeps fighting. Officer Brennan later tells Judge Caprio. I don't know what you said to that kid. But you saved him. Leo applies for a part-time job at the hospital. He gets it. He joins a support group for teens dealing with grief. He writes letters to other kids who lost parents too early. He becomes proof that a broken boy can still build a future. And every once in a while, he stands at the hospital hallway where his mother took her last breath. He presses his hand to the wall. And whispers. I'm sorry. I'm here now. I won't waste it. This wasn't just a parking case. This was a lesson every one of us eventually learns. That behind arrogance, there is pain. Behind disrespect, there is fear. Behind bad choices, there is a story we don't know yet. And justice, real justice, is not just punishment. Justice is truth. Justice is understanding. Justice is the chance to choose better. Judge Caprio looked into the camera as the episode ended. Every person who stands before you, he said, is fighting a battle you cannot see. If you choose compassion, you might be the reason someone changes their life.